Finnish President Alexander Stubb delivered a potent message to the world. A Russian victory in Ukraine, he cautioned, would be a loss not just for Ukraine, but for the United States as well. Speaking on the third anniversary of the Russian invasion, Stubb's words carried the weight of experience. Finland, a nation that shares a long border with Russia, understands the potential consequences of unchecked aggression. Stubb's warning came at a critical juncture in the conflict. The war in Ukraine has become a defining moment for the international order. It has tested the resolve of democratic nations and raised profound questions about the future of global security. The stakes, as Stubb emphasized, are incredibly high. A Russian victory, Stubb argued, would embolden authoritarian regimes worldwide. It would signal that military force is an acceptable tool for achieving geopolitical objectives. This would undermine the rules-based international order that has underpinned global stability since World War II. Stubb's warning was not a cry of despair, but a call to action. He urged the United States and its allies to remain steadfast in their support for Ukraine. The fight for Ukraine, he argued, is a fight for the principles of democracy, sovereignty, and freedom. The war in Ukraine has shattered the illusion of lasting peace in Europe. For decades, the continent had enjoyed a period of relative stability. The fall of the Soviet Union and the expansion of NATO seem to have consigned large-scale conflict to the history books. However, the conflict in Ukraine has exposed the fragility of this peace. It has highlighted the enduring threat posed by Russia's revanchist ambitions. The Kremlin's willingness to use military force to achieve its goals has sent shockwaves through Europe. The war has had a profound impact on European security perceptions. Countries that once hesitated to invest in defense are now scrambling to strengthen their militaries. The conflict has also led to a surge in support for NATO, with Finland and Sweden both abandoning their long-standing neutrality to join the alliance. The war in Ukraine has demonstrated that European security is indivisible. An attack on one NATO member is an attack on all. This principle of collective defense lies at the heart of the alliance and explains why the conflict in Ukraine is of such vital importance to the United States. The war in Ukraine poses a defining test for American leadership. The United States has long been the guarantor of security in Europe, and its commitment to NATO has been unwavering. However, the conflict in Ukraine has raised questions about the Biden administration's strategy and resolve. Some critics argue that the United States has been too hesitant in its support for Ukraine. They point to the administration's reluctance to provide Kyiv with certain types of advanced weaponry, such as long-range missiles, as evidence of a lack of commitment. They argue that a more robust response is needed to deter further Russian aggression. Others, however, contend that the Biden administration has struck the right balance between supporting Ukraine and avoiding a direct confrontation with Russia. They argue that providing Ukraine with more advanced weaponry could escalate the conflict and increase the risk of a wider war. The war in Ukraine has underscored the importance of transatlantic unity. The United States cannot hope to confront the challenges posed by Russia alone. It needs the support of its European allies, and it needs to be seen as a reliable and committed partner. Finland's decision to join NATO in 2023 was a watershed moment in European security. It marked a dramatic shift in Helsinki's foreign policy, driven by the growing threat from Russia. Finland's accession has doubled NATO's border with Russia, significantly enhancing the alliance's defensive posture in Northern Europe. Finland brings to NATO a highly capable military and a deep understanding of Russian military doctrine. The Finnish defense forces are equipped with modern weaponry and are trained to operate in challenging terrain. Finland's experience in defending its long border with Russia during the Cold War makes it a valuable asset to the alliance. Finland's membership in NATO is also a powerful symbol of the alliance's enduring strength and its commitment to collective defense. It sends a clear message to Moscow that aggression will be met with a united and resolute response. Finland's experience serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness. The world is a dangerous place, and democracies must be willing to defend their values and interests.